Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Luthfil Amsyar bin Razalli from JBA 2512C, and today I will be presenting about the mathematics of finance, specifically on the topic of time value of money and working capital management. Now, let's begin with the time value of money. This concept refers to the idea that an amount is worth more now than it will be in the future due to its earning potential in the interim. In simple terms, a dollar today is worth more than a dollar in the future. Now, what is present value? Present value is the value of future cash flows today. Present value can be calculated by subtracting the rate of return from the future value. Present value is useful for business planning and investment as it helps determine the value of future cash flows today. Meanwhile, future value refers to the buildup of funds in monetary form by a given date in the future based on the compounding of the principal sum at a stipulated rate of return. We can apply this concept to three types of cash flows, which the first one is single payment, which involves one payment either now or in the future. And the second one is multiple cash flows, where cash inflows or outflows occur at different times and vary in amount. The third one is annuity, which can be split into two, which is the first one is ordinary annuity, where payments are made at the end of the period, and annuity due, where payments are made at the beginning of the period. Now, let's look at an example of a single payment. The first one is Alia deposited 1,000 ringgit in FRX Bank that pays 7% interest compounded annually for 3 years. What is the amount after 3 years? By using this formula, the answer will be 1,225 ringgit and 4 cent. Another example is Ryan is promised 3,500 ringgit in 3 years and the annual discount rate is 5%. What is the present value? The answer will be 3,023 ringgit 43 cents. These examples shows how we apply the concept of future value and present value. Now, for the multiple cash flows example, the first one is Ricky deposited 1,300 ringgit for the first year, 1,000 ringgit on the second year, and 1,050 ringgit on the third year. The bank pays 3% interest compounded annually for 3 years. What is the total amount after 3 years? The answer will be 3,459 ringgit 70 cents. Second is Suzy expects to receive a commission of 500 ringgit in year 1, 350 ringgit in year 2, and 700 ringgit in year 3. If the annual discount rate is 5%, what is the present value of these future cash flows? The answer should be 1,398 ringgit 34 cents. Now let's explore the example for annuities. The first one is IRA deposits 1,000 ringgit at the end of each year for 5 years into an account that earns 3% interest annually. This is an ordinary annuity. What is the future value? The answer should be 5,309 ringgit and 10 cents. The second is Luca receives 700 ringgit at the beginning of each year for 4 years. The discount rate is 5%. This is an annuity due. What is the present value? The answer should be 2,606 ringgit and 31 cents. Next, let's move to working capital management. Now, you might be wondering, what is working capital management? Working capital management is the act of supervising and regulating a company's short-term assets and obligations in order to maintain efficiency and adequate liquidity to cover the daily costs. There are three types of current assets investment policies. The first one is relaxed policy, which maintains a large amount of current assets with a liberal credit policy. It provides high liquidity but may result in lower returns due to lower productivity of current assets relative to fixed assets. And the second one is restricted policy, which is a riskier approach where current assets are capped to a minimum with a stringent credit policy, which result in higher returns from more productive investments. And last but not least, moderate policy, which balances both risk and return. It reduces insolvency risk but may result in lower returns due to lower current asset productivity. It recommends minimum investment in current assets without sacrificing liquidity. There are also three financing approaches for working capital. The first one is hedging approach, which matches the maturity of assets and liabilities. Fixed and permanent current assets are financed with long-term debt. It results in moderate risk and moderate return. While the second is aggressive approach, this is riskier. The firm uses short-term financing to support a large portion of current assets, including permanent assets. It results in higher risk and potentially higher return. Conservative approach is the third one. This is the lowest risk approach. The firm uses long-term financing for most assets and only uses short-term financings for peak requirements. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.